I got another video for all this Queen's Court season 2, episode 6. Let's get into it. So, Dre, Zach, and Ethan were invited to the elimination dinner. Dre ends up staying, Ethan ends up going, and Zach ends up expressing that he wants to stay and that London is more of a friend, so she lets him stay. And niggas don't learn. Ethan, when Lisa Ray gave you the reasoning on why you was leaving, it's because she could only see you as a homeboy or somebody who she could just be around. But when he leave, he talking about some, thanks, Lisa Ray. I'll always be a fan. Nigga, stop that. That's the whole reason you leaving. Stop being a fan. So now we come into the part of the journey when all the guys move in and the guys meet the Queen's family and the Queens meet the guys' family and whatnot. So in the morning, Zach is asking Booker how to get out the friend zone. And it's like, nigga, you not even in the friend zone. And if you are, it's because you put yourself there. You get out the friend zone by taking advantage of opportunities and knowing time and place. So all the guys are going to be popping out to K. Michelle's listening party tonight because she's dropping her country album. So they're going to get a chance to see how these guys are at functions or red carpet events, as they would say. So at K. Michelle listening party, she spoke to Nosh when she came in. And he was like, oh, you look on point, telling her she looked good or whatnot. And then while she's talking about her album and how she got to making a country album, her inspiration, here come Nas up there while she's talking with flowers. They show Lisa Ray, I said Leisha, my bad, excuse me. They show Lisa Ray confessional afterwards and she was like, boy, what are you doing? Literally, because what are you doing? You could have done that shit before. You could have done that shit after. You doing that shit in the midst of her talking? Like, I had to look away from this part. Like, I was getting secondhand embarrassment from this shit, bro. I was getting secondhand embarrassment, like, the whole back half of this episode, for real. So, K. Michelle had a studio date. So, she brought in Naj, Dre, Ben, and Afam to the studio and had them make a song about her. Nosh, of course, you know, he had that white Chris syndrome where he was like, oh, thinking he was just going to kill the competition. And, oh, I know, I have this in the back. Oh, I know, like, they cannot sing. They cannot sing. And it's like, nigga, you don't know how this shit works. Like, like, I'm sorry, y'all, but it's just like, you have no idea what you're getting into. Like, can Nosh sing? Yes, that was his talent. That's the first thing we knew about Nosh before we even knew his name. Because when he first said his name, I didn't understand it. Not a knock on him. I either didn't hear it, wasn't paying attention, and y'all know how I do with names, especially with how many shows we watch and how fast we get through them. I have no idea. With that being said, singing is the first thing we got from Nosh. So yes, we all know Nosh can sing, but just because you're a good singer doesn't mean you'll be good at writing a song. That's the funny thing about the industry now. Is that's the reason you see so many ghostwriters around. And that's the reason why the industry now has so much trash shit on the radio and so much trash shit mainstream, is because back then you had to have the full package in order to be an artist who was respected within the industry. Nowadays, if you have one aspect, the industry will find a way to make it work. Like, for example, I'm a great songwriter. Nosh, he is not. Because that shit he put together sounded, I couldn't believe that nigga quote unquote wrote that. He had an amazing voice, but he's a shitty songwriter. So you know what they'll do nowadays in the industry? They'll get a nigga like me to write Nosh a hit, but they'll have him sing it. Because if I sing the hit that I wrote, it's okay. It's cool. I mean, it's out there. But if Nosh does it with his amazing voice, that nigga's a star. So that's why there's so many ghostwriters around the industry. And that's also why nowadays you see people who don't have the full package, because now you don't have to have the full package. I know artists out right now, and I'm not gonna sit here and knock artists. If your name fit, put your name in the blank. Put your name in the blank. I said blink. Put your name in the blank if it fits. So I'm not saying no artist name, but I know artists now who make it by with cool sample beats. That's all they do is sample beats. They not saying nothing in them songs. You don't know what they saying. And if you did understand, they're not saying shit. They just have really cool beats. That's how they make it through. You got people in the industry who just look good. Their music is complete ass, but they look good. And we all know how pretty or handsome people are treated in society. We worship them and put them on a pedestal. They have nothing else but the looks. Not musically inclined, not musically talented, nothing. But that's the industry today. Anyway, I'm sorry I had to go on that rant. So yeah, Nosh went in there. Great vocals. Songwriting was ass. Then Ben went in there. Ben's song wasn't even bad. I mean, he probably could have sung it with some more bass in his voice. He sounded like he was whispering in that motherfucker, but his shit was cool. And then Afam got in there. That shit was ass all around the board. But, you know, if the song was about K. Michelle. So if I'm K. Michelle, of course she thought it was sweet. And, like, you know, he tried. But, like, you know, it was cute to her. But, you know, the song wasn't for me, so it was ass. And then lastly, Dre went out there, and Dre's was Dre. And honestly, when it came time for K. Michelle to say whoever has the best song, they're going to get one-on-one time with me, she chose Dre. And Nosh was like confused by that. And he was like, oh, I had a better song by him. And I'm like, see, you not thinking. If you was hip, if you was privy, you would know this whole time that K. Michelle been saying Dre is pageantry. Dre is staging these answers. He's coming up with this shit beforehand. So this is the first time we get to see Dre out of his element, out of the cookie cutter element. That's why Dre got picked. Was his song any good? Hell no. But it's the fact that this is the first time that Dre is getting out of his comfort zone and stop trying to be the man that K. Michelle wants him to be. And it's just Dre. And I'm starting to realize this is the problem with so many of these niggas. It's the same thing with Charles. When I told y'all I was getting secondhand embarrassment, I got secondhand embarrassment when Naj walked up there with them damn flowers in the middle of K. Michelle's speech and her talking about her album. I got secondhand embarrassment. I got secondhand embarrassment when Charles was at the dinner table and literally sat there and told LisaRaye, oh, I don't eat squash. Why didn't you tell her that? Oh, yeah, I don't like squash, but your squash is good. What? That's not how it works. No, nigga, you don't like squash. I'm getting secondhand embarrassment. I'm just getting pissed off because you niggas are trying to say what these women want you to say. Stop saying what they want you to say. Especially with LisaRaye, she wants a nigga that's going to stand 10 toes on his shit and you not going to knock him off his pivot. That's why last episode, it was so attractive to her when Booker snatched up the gold coin and said, I'm staying with y'all. Because Booker wasn't finna let that opportunity. He took charge and she liked that. You sitting over here just telling her, oh, I don't eat squash, but it's really good. Now the next dish is mushroom something. Oh, here we go, mom. What you talking about? Oh, my mom never see me eat mushrooms or some shit like that. Like, nigga. Like, if you didn't eat it, why did you not tell her that you didn't eat it? Oh, no, I eat it for... See, he trying to be on that type time of like, see, I don't usually do this, but for you, my love, I do it. Stop that. What I tell Ethan earlier, stop that. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all niggas is killing me, bruh. Dead ass. Like, you niggas is really just throwing me for a loop. And you got Ethan sitting there, oh, I'm a fan. I've been a fan of... Like, nigga, why do y'all do this? Why do y'all get in this moment and do this? These women don't want fans. You want to know what LisaRaye would do if she wanted a fan? You want to know what London Deliciousness would do if she wanted a fan? You know what K. Michelle would do if she wanted a fan? They would just walk outside. It's LisaRaye. It's London. It's K. Michelle. They would just go outside if they wanted a fan. The whole reason you're on here is because they want men with substance. Men that's different. Men that's not just going to tell them whatever they want to hear. And be the man that they think the queen wants them to be. Stop doing that shit. That shit I said about Charles, where that nigga was like, Yeah, see, I don't usually, I don't, oh, here we go, mom, here we go. Like, what is you talk? Oh, I'm breaking a 12-year, a 12-year tradition or a 12-year span of me not eating meat. What? Don't do that. Nigga, stop that. Like, I can't, like, I'm sorry, y'all. But I told y'all, he on that type time of, yeah, my love, I'll do anything for you, my love. I ain't ate meat in a decade. And I'm going to do it today, my love, just for Lisa Ray. No, nigga. Tell her I don't eat that. Make me a veggie plate. You bitch ass nigga. And it seemed that nigga don't even eat veggies. He don't eat squash. He don't eat mushrooms. Hell, Lisa Ray was like, oh, I need to make a list of all the shit you don't eat. Because who knows? Nigga vegetarian, but he don't even eat veggies. Like, what type nigga is this? He ate the lettuce. Hey, that nigga killed the lettuce. That damn turtle nigga. Yeah, that nigga Charles was just throwing me the whole episode. And he got bailed out at the end. We'll get to that. But that nigga was throwing me the whole episode. I came to show listening party when he was over there talking to Lisa Ray. And then Booker and David went over there. And he was like, I would like to finish. And Lisa Ray was like, oh, what y'all got in y'all glass? Like, what y'all drinking? And they said like some bullshit or whatever. I forget what they said. And then he was like, do y'all mind if I finish my conversation with her? So then they walked away or whatever. And I'm like, Booker, or not Booker, my bad. And I'm thinking to myself, Charles, like, this nigga said in his confessional at the listening party, oh, like, I usually control the room, so I'm out of my element. You don't control the room. And you don't even catch me as a nigga that controls the room. Because the nigga that controls the room, I'm thinking this guy is going to be outgoing. You're not going to let K. Michelle's friends grill you. You're going to grill them, which they really wouldn't be grilling you because that's not the woman that you're interested in. That's not the queen you're interested in. But you get where I'm saying. You're going to be sociable. If you control the room, you're going to be outgoing. You're going to be charismatic. You're going to be having conversations. Nigga, you was sitting up there like a church mouse. Talking about you control the room. And in order, and then like I said about the conversation when Booker and David came over there and he was like, oh, I'd like to finish my conversation. I'm like, see, this is how I know you really don't control the room. Because in order for you to control the room, you got to read the room. And if you read the room, you would know that Lisa Ray isn't as invested and interested in this conversation as you are. Because if she was, she wouldn't be sitting up here having conversations, trying to have sidebar conversations with David and Booker about whatever the fuck they drinking. She would be fully tapped into whatever the fuck you talking about. Like, that's just how that shit go, bro. So he was throwing me with that shit. Then when they was cooking and shit, like I said, he not being able to read a room. Like, anything, he was sitting up there, I don't eat this, I don't eat that. But now I'm going to do it today just for you. And it's like, she didn't like that. Like, if you read the room, you would know, stop. But that was whatever. London feels like Tracy is like scripted, and she really can't get to know Tracy because, like I said, it was the same thing with K. Michelle and Dre, where he's very pageantry, he's very scripted. Like, what he does is just, you know what I'm saying, planned and made up. But they end up like dancing, and then she kisses him and she's like, oh yeah, like, or he kissed her. I don't know. They kissed each other. I don't get into it. Like, that's a mutual thing for me. I hate when y'all do that. Like, oh, she kissed him. No, he kissed me. Like, nobody's sneaking a fucking kiss. Like, you guys both mutually did it. It was 50-50. Even if it was a 90-10, you still went to 10 to go and agree to do that. But whatever. They kissed each other and she's like, oh, like, don't tell Zach. Girl, bye. Shit, first thing I'm going to do is go up there. Nigga, I'm skipping like motherfucker. Fuck is you talking about? Don't tell Zach, nigga. First thing I'm going to do, head upstairs. Ease on down. Oh, nigga, I'm going up there and letting Zach know. I might wake that nigga up with some breakfast. Made Zach a break. Can I tell you about my morning, Zach? Fuck is you talking about? I had the most joyous morning. How's your morning, Zach? Oh, it's really good. Have you got a chance to talk to London? Talk to London? Oh, 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 talk to her. Shit, I'm that type nigga. Oh, don't tell Zach. Shit, before we even kiss, nigga, I grab her by her face and be like, I want to be bad. Don't kiss me if I can't tell. And I usually ain't on that type time, but I am gonna flex on them niggas. Fuck is you talking about? But yeah. In the end, at the elimination dinner was Afam, Charles, and Tracy. Um, and Charles said that he knows that cooking is important to Lisa Ray. And this is where I say he got bailed out, because he was like, I know all this about you. Like, I know your favorite desserts. And she was like, what's my favorite dessert? He was like, if I tell you, I gotta stay. She was like, yeah, if you name one of my desserts, then you get to stay. And I'm like, bro, this is easy. Like, I don't even know Lisa Ray or her favorite dessert, but I'm gonna just throw peach cobbler out there. And of course, that nigga said peach cobbler. I'll see you tomorrow. And then she laughed and she was like, wow, he really cares. I'm like, I mean, that's a wild guess. Black folk love some goddamn peach cobbler. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to give him his credit. Like, that was smart. Him being like, oh, I get to stay if I show you, like, I care about you and I get to answer right, rah, rah, like, hoopla. Like, okay, cool. Like, that's smart. But, like, come on. Like, black folk love some damn peach cobbler. And if it wasn't that, you just go on the line. Okay, peach cobbler. Nah, pecan pie. Sweet potato pie. You know what I'm saying? Like, just what do black folks love? What do we eat on Thanksgiving? Peach cobbler, pecan, sweet potato. You got some black folk that like pumpkin. I wasn't too much of a pumpkin pie fan, but hey, y'all do with that what y'all want. I tried some of it before and it's okay. I mean, I really eat everything, to be honest, but whatever. But yeah, so in the end, Tracy and Charles end up staying. Afam ends up going home because K Michelle's like, hey, you're a really good friend to me, but I can't see that romantic connection there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you a good friend, good homeboy, but we just haven't taken no steps since the first day that we was here. And that's very vital. It's important. So anyway, yeah, that's the end of this one. Definitely like, subscribe, share, to your friends on Comfortable.